brake test. First thing you're gonna do is test your parking brake. You're gonna leave the parking brake engaged, put the vehicle in drive, gently press the gas. The bus should not move. If it moves, it indicates you have a parking brake issue. From there, you'll put the bus in neutral, turn the bus off.
Completely off.
Right. Turn the bus off, release the brake. For the second part of this test, you should hear this beeping going on. If you don't hear that, you know something wrong. So once you turn the bus off, you tell them you're gonna fully press the brake. You shouldn't lose no more than 3 PSI in 1 minute. After they tell you to go ahead, next thing you're gonna do, add power. Don't start it, just 2 clicks, 2 turns. Tell them you're gonna start your dump down. And what you're checking for in this, you're checking to make sure your low air warning goes off, and then at 40 PSI, at 60 PSI, you should get a low air warning. At 40, your brakes should pop out, so you start fanning. Alright, so I have a low air warning right here. And next, at 40, my parking brake should pop out. Sometimes it's a little lower than that, but at 40 it should pop out. Yeah. Alright, so once that pops out, you just start the bus up and you tell them the pressure should build in 45 seconds, but each vehicle is different. You can help it. Once you do that, just press the gas to help the pressure build up.
You put it on fast idle?
No, you can't rev it up on fast idle. Fast idle will be off.
Okay.
You just rev it up.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question, man. If you pass one section of the test, you don't have to take it. Take everything over again.
Because this is still part of the pre-trip. Alright, so once the pressure's up to 120, that's when you'll get out the bus, take your wheel chocks off to do the last part. And the last part of this test is testing the service brake. You'll gently pull forward about 5 miles an hour, hit your brake. And what you're checking for there, to make sure the bus doesn't pull left or right, if it does, it will indicate you have a braking issue. And at that point, that's it. That's how the brake test should be done. Those steps, just like that, no different, don't change. That's how this entire pre-trip should be done, how I just did it.
Within that order, you can tell them I'm doing.
Yeah.
You have to tell them you have to do it in that
Brake
order.
test, you got to do it in that order.
Okay.
If you change it up, you're gonna fail.
Okay, gotcha.
Service, you test the parking brake first, then you test the pressure loss, then you do the dump down where you're testing the low air warning, the brake releasing, then you do the service brake. In that order, do not change it one bit.
Gotcha.
But the way I just did this is the way it should be done. And I can tell you, if you go out there and you fly from the front of that back in 10 minutes, your ass gonna fail. Because there's no way you can get from the front in the back in 20 minutes. It's no way. At least 30 to 40 minutes. If not long, if you're being detailed, it will take longer than that.
Right.
So take your time, call out the stuff. I just gave you everything you need to pass this test. I know it, and I read it from the book too.
Right.
I just gave you everything you need. So what we gonna do now? You good, Deidre? So
Oh yeah.
what?
3 ring. Triangle.
You called it, didn't you?
Right, definitely triangle.
Exactly.
Fire
So
extinguisher.
before you do the brake test, it's some stuff that you got to do first. And everything's behind this seat. Your 3 triangles. You got to make sure you got 3 triangles. You're gonna check your fire extinguisher, make sure it's properly mounted secure to the vehicle, and it's up to date and it's fully charged. You're gonna check your bloodborne pathogen and first aid kit. Make sure it's there. And also, last thing that goes with this to get 1 point is 6 spare fuses. They up in there. You'll check to make sure you have 6 spare fuses. If you had, we don't have access, but you'll make sure you have 6 spare fuses up here.
Okay.
You will actually say that before you even start the brake test.
Before you even get in the seat.
Yeah, before you, no, well, you can before you get in the seat.
Okay.
If since you already out the seat, or you can do it after. But like I said, if you want to do it before, just make sure you say that.
About the triangles.
Yeah,
just kit,
triangles.
Kit.
All this stuff back here is only 1 point.
Right.
So if you miss, hell, you miss one, you're gonna fail.
Right.
But bloodborne pathogen, first aid, fire extinguisher, which you checking, make sure it's fully charged and it's up to date. your 3 triangles, 6 pair of fuses. That's what you're checking for. Glad you caught that. I damn sure forgot. But so